Welcome to the Agents of the Unexplained. Grab your gear and let's journey into the mysterious world of cryptids and the paranormal. Get ready for an adventure into the unknown. Listen carefully as you're guided through the unexplained and cryptid phenomena that challenge our understanding of reality. Here is your host, Bill Rigby.
Hey y'all, sorry about that little screw up. My arrow wasn't where it was supposed to be. Yeah, I'm over there clicking, like what the hell's going on here? But anyhow, tonight we have the one and only, and this dude's really good, and I'm being dead serious. He's the top guy for Bump in the Night Society. And Mr. Sean Bowman. Let me bring him on because he's up to some stuff and it's all good.
Hey, what's up, Bill? How you doing?
Good.
How you doing?
Are you hanging in there? How are you doing, brother?
Pretty good.
I told people you're up to some stuff that's really good, but before we get into that, tell them about your group.
Yeah, we're Bump in the Night Society, established in 2020. Not even really sure how many there is of us. It comes and goes. I mean, I guess like if you count part-time people, we're probably at about like 11 people, I'd say. But that's not like the core group, you know. Probably about 5 to 7 is our core, I'd say. But we have a lot of affiliates, and you know, we do a lot of work with a lot of people.
Yeah. Now, I've known of Sean for a while, but I finally got to meet him at Western PA Case there in Johnstown. And I know a few members of his group. I've known them for a while. And they're a good group of people. And they had some fun there in Johnstown with they got to do a research tour. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, originally we had a private investigation, which sometime during the summer, I don't remember the exact date. I'm pretty sure it was the summer. And then we also, when we did the convention, we did a public event for the vendors. And we've been, you know, doing a lot of stuff with the Masons in general. We were actually just there this past weekend because we went and filmed some stuff with Katrina Weidman and Heather Taddy for a show that's coming out of theirs. We're going to be doing publics for the temple too. We're doing them quarterly, one every 4 months, or 3 months. I mean, not 4 months. And our first one actually is supposed to be February 21st. We originally were going to do Valentine's Day, but Mikey has his son that weekend, so we pushed it to the next week. Our second one, though, that we're doing, we already kind of have scheduled to be May 30th, which is the day that the Johnstown flood. It's the anniversary of the Johnstown flood. So that's why we're doing it on that date. And we're also going to be releasing our documentary that day. And me and Randall, I used to do music. Randall currently still does music. We're making a new theme song. So we're going to have a live band that night, and we're going to perform that night too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. Now, at the Mason Temple, Masonic Temple, not Mason, that's a beautiful place.
It really is.
I drove past it when I lived in Indiana County and always went up to Johnstown, but I was never inside, and I was so impressed with that building.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yes. And now, I do have one very special question for you.
Okay.
What was the weirdest investigation you ever been on?
Well, people always ask me. I've seen a possession before. So that's probably the most popular question people ask me about. That was actually at the Bel Air house. which we were just there again. Friday night we were at the Bel Air House. Saturday we were at the Temple. So we had like our Christmas event, because usually we do a Thanksgiving every year, but this year we did a Christmas event because it was booked. But yeah, like I said, the first time when I was there, I think back in 2020 is when I seen the possession there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's creepy. That's not weird.
No. I mean, weird. Members in our group are pretty weird. We do some weird stuff in general. So
yeah. I know people probably tired of hearing me talk about the Butler VA hospital, the old one.
Okay.
But that was a crazy place. It's so much activity there. But
is that still there or no?
It's still there for now. They're probably going to tear it down because they can't get another government entity in there. And that's a shame. That's a beautiful building, too. Well, it's 288,000 square feet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And that was a tuberculosis hospital before it was the VA hospital.
Okay. You said it's out in Butler?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a camp up Slippery Rock. Maybe go check it out sometime if I'm up that way.
Well, the red tape we went through to get in there is pathetic. And we're supposed to go back, and we don't know.
Yeah.
And you're still working on it, and I'd love to get back in there soon because the activity and all that in there. And now we ran into a lot of good entities in there, but there was this one really pissed off one. And there's a couple people said I'm like sort of an empath to it because I can feel stuff.
Yeah.
But I walked in that one room. It's like a solarium room. I walked in there and I just could feel the anger off of them. And I walked back out, walked up to Angel and says, there's something bad down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, can you feel some entities when you're in doing this research?
Yeah, not as much, I don't think, as when I was younger. Like I've talked about this before just recently with somebody. When I was a kid, like I felt like I could sense more stuff, especially like if something bad was about to happen. Like I always use this example when I was a kid and I was at Conneaut Park and I was on the water slide and I got to the bottom of the water slide and I sat up and I felt like something bad was about to happen. And like my dad ended up coming over top of me, ran me over, almost drowned me. Like stuff like that. Anytime like something bad was about to happen when I was little, I could always tell like ahead of time.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what it was going to be. I just felt like something bad was about to happen. Now, like currently, I still sense stuff, but it's very rare. Like a Trans-Allegheny, which I know the history of Trans-Allegheny. I knew it going into it. But in the bedpost murder room, it definitely felt like something was watching me in that room. The room just felt off. There's been other times, like I've been to the Jelly Museum in Leroy, New York, and there's no history of it being haunted or anything. And I was talking to the tour guide. I was in the kitchen. The room felt off again. And I said to her, I was like, is this place haunted? And she just like laughed at me. Like, yeah. So, I mean, I definitely get feelings sometimes. And I've also, especially like I said, when I was a kid, I used to lucid dream all the time. I still occasionally do it, but it's very, very rare anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm going to give a shout out to your buddy who's out there watching.
Who's that?
It's Bowback.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's from the Temple.
Yes, he's from the Temple, folks. I got a slight cold. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Yeah, you need to know anything, let's talk to him.
For sure.
But yeah, that's the thing. I had one dream and it was like a premonition. And I was a teenager, and I kind of blocked that stuff out.
Mhm.
The thing is that there's so much into the paranormal world that we really don't understand. And,
Yeah.
and to me, that's the people don't know why their ancestors, when you go to say some of their places and they want you to do a research and see what's going on there with that entity or whatever,
Yeah.
and why they haven't moved on. And here's my question to you: why do you think they haven't moved on?
I guess it depends on the location and what happened there. Um, I think, if it's something like a tragic event or something, it could just be imprinted into the property in general. There could be, I guess, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but unfinished business, I guess. Like I said, it depends on the situation in general, I think.
Yeah, uh, I think sometimes they don't believe they've died. They think they're still here,
Yeah.
but that's just a theory. Um, Danny Buckner is asking, "What's your favorite type of investigation?"
Uh, I mean, it's kind of cool going into like residentials that you don't really know a whole lot about. Uh, could go either way, I guess. Sometimes, could be nothing, but like when you have something that no one else has ever explored before, and you get evidence of stuff like that, that's always pretty cool. I mean, I definitely like the big commercial buildings, and we do a lot of dark properties. Like I said, we've been to Bel Air, we've been to House of Wills, Monroe House, Hinsdale. They're all known for supposed demonic presences. Those always can be very interesting.
Yes, yes. Uh, Dawn Marie Shoup goes, I also think that for some it was their happy place, so they want to be there when they pass away.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that too, Dawn.
Mhm.
The thing is though, there is. I've been on several investigations. Say that again.
No, that was the echo. Like I have the computer running in the background, but it's just showing video from. I'm watching the
Oh,
Facebook in the background.
oh, okay.
I had to mute it real quick.
I thought you started to say something. It's like, okay, I don't want to interrupt them. But and I'm watching my phone along with over here because my phone's bringing up the Facebook ones, and off of here is all YouTube. Um, the thing is that each investigation is different. I don't care.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know if you agree with that, but the thing is, if you're going in, say blindly, you don't want to know anything ahead, so you see what's going on and see if there's any activity, and then try to figure out from there.
Yeah.
To me, that's the game of it, is trying to figure it all out. And there is, I don't know, I'd rather go in blindly and not know the history
Mhm.
and figure it out. Because you have the history, you can just pick and choose what's going on.
Yeah, it definitely makes you lean towards stuff too, when you haven't already thought of something.
Right. And that's the thing. We gotta. It's you're doing an investigation for a person. You got to give them your all, and if you already got a pre notion of what it is, and they say they think it's this, and you're leaning toward that, I'd rather not have that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think that depends though too. If you're doing like a massive location where you're not gonna be able to cover the whole building in a night,
Right.
like it's good to know some of the hot spots and everything. Like I said with Trans Allegheny, that place is 100,000 square feet. So if you only got 6 hours to go in there blind, it's kind of rough.
That's kind of like the old Butler VA. Now that was 288,000 square feet,
Yeah.
5 floors, a basement and sub basement. And we were only going to do a walkthrough, is what we was going to do. But soon we walked in the place, there was something going on in the auditorium because the security guard let us in through the auditorium instead of through the main lobby.
Okay.
And there, and I felt something as soon as we walked in there, and I turned and looked at Angel. I says, "There's something in here." She goes, "Yeah, near the stage.
Mm.
We're going to walk right past them." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the lobby, we getting the equipment all ready to make sure everything's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And she's giving me stuff to use and that. And so we started on the first floor. Right away there was something. Then we go up to the top floor, up to the 5th floor, and there was something running around up there.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just crazy, what you do run into. And like I said, every floor was active. Every floor.
Yeah, it'd be cool to get in that building. I've never been in there before.
Yeah. And the only room that did not have any activity, the morgue.
Not really. Was it dead in there?
Smart ass. Yeah, it was. But now there's like a little offshoot of a room between it and I guess the medical facility supply room or whatever.
Mm.
There was a lot of activity in there, but I think it was part of the morgue part too. And
Okay.
they just made it smaller when it was the VA. And, Danny said they did a history and paranormal talk there at Trans Allegheny.
Okay.
He saw a shadow figure and got EVPs. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we did a documentary on Trans Allegheny, and we've had some pretty interesting things happen there. Even back before I was really into paranormal. My daughter's 21 now, and back when she was about 6 or 7, I'd say, we went to the haunted house there, and we also did their ghost tour. And I don't know if you've ever been there, but there's a part where Lily's supposed to be this little girl, and they used to put this big ball in the middle of the room. They used to tell you, Lily, if there's anybody in the room you want to play with, can you roll the ball to them? Well, my daughter was the only kid in the room, and the ball rolled right to her. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that would have been. I was up Conneaut Lake at Hotel Conneaut for their psychic fair this fall.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I was up there. I saw you.
Oh, that's right. You were there too. Duh. Well, I was the backup to the one tour that was going on from Freedom was doing. And we, up on the one floor, different ones had equipment. The one girl, she had a K2. And she's sitting back down on the corner. There was a corner there where the hall split.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary, she was up there the used to be a door or a window or something right there. And she's standing there. She put a couple of lighted cat balls down. I put one down near me. This girl, she had the K2 right near me. And she's up here like this here. And then she sits down on the floor and held it out. And that's when it started going crazy.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I took the K2 from her, and I started running along the wall to see if there's any electrical or anything inside the wall, and
Yeah.
down along the floor, and it didn't light up. I gave it back to her, and Mary said something, and it lit up again.
Hmm.
Okay.
It was do you think it was in the room, or do you think it was something attached to her?
I think it was in the room.
Okay.
I really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done Pontiac. Like, I mean, we actually did that same night. Me, Ken, and Sue. We hosted one of the events there too. And I've done it a couple of times. But back in the day, we rented the honeymoon suite, and my daughter was with me at that time too. And because she's into this type of stuff too, she does tarot and all that stuff. But we were in the honeymoon suite, and we were using digital recorder, and she asks if the little girl's supposed to be Angelina. I remember this because my stepdaughter's name's Angelina. And she's like, Angelina, if you're in the room with us, can you speak to us? And I play the recording back. And in the recording, you hear a little girl laughing. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, all right, confirmation
Yeah.
time. And shortly after my wife and I got married, we were up there and didn't know the history of it then. We went up for the Rock of the Decades, or Decades of the Rock. And Erie radio station was putting it on from the 60s on up to the 2000s.
Okay.
And as soon as we got to the lobby, went to get checked in because I reserved the room and that, my wife saw the book for all the hauntings there. I went, all right, I'll get it for you. So I didn't get to read that book for a couple of weeks, so she was done with it. But that's when I learned that it was actually haunted in there. And but at 5 a.m, I got up to go to the bathroom. My wife said she wanted coffee. I went, where am I going to get it? She says, they got it in the lobby. He said it's there all night. All right, I'll go get it. And got her coffee. As I'm pouring it, I saw something walk past me out of the corner of my eye. I turned and looked around. Where'd it go? I set everything down. I looking around. I go out on that not little porch, but the wraparound porch. Nobody's out there. I'm like, oh shit, something is here. So I'll go back and grab her coffee, take it back to her, and says, here's your coffee. You going to drink it? Yeah, I put it on the stand. And she goes back to sleep. I couldn't even tell her about it till she got up. Like, oh, gee. Of course, I couldn't go back to sleep. I'm all pumped up now.
Yeah,
we got ghosts. We got ghosts. Yes. But yeah, the hotel is interesting. It really is. Even though he's modernizing it more and more.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about that owner that I'm not too impressed with.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
He's taken away the authenticity of it. And because I loved the way it looked. And
yeah,
I don't know, it's just nostalgia, I guess.
Well, that's even like, I mean, when I was growing up, we used to go there, Connie Park or whatever, like for family reunions and everything. And I don't know, it was a cool little park, like Devil's Den and Hell's Hole and all that. And they had the little zoo and the Blue Street, and
oh yeah, it's a shame what happened with this park. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Several people in chat said they're not impressed with what's done either.
Yeah.
Bonnie, BJ. You might have seen BJ there.
Okay.
She was a vendor there. Yeah, she was on the same floor as me, but she was and the front lane, as soon as you come into where the vendors were, you go
Okay.
straight down on the right. She's down there.
Okay.
BJ says she always went back in the day when they went to the park. She always rode the Blue Streak in the Devil's Den.
Hmm.
I think the Devil's Den's down in Texas now.
Oh, really? I'm glad that they at least saved it.
Yeah, or at least the Devil itself. I can't totally remember. No, but that's a shame with that park.
Yeah.
Vibes that transact. Wait a minute. Let me put this up on the board. Oh no. Ryan Tremblay's here.
Mhm.
Vibes at Trans Allegheny was an awesome place. Really calm and a good feeling. We were excited to go. It was for the wife's birthday. So you're going to scare the bejesus out of your wife for her birthday. Oh.
Sounds like a good time.
Hell yeah. That'd been great. So, what kind of, I'm trying to think of the right words to put in there. What was one of the worst investigations you've been on?
What do you mean by worst?
Well, it could be anything.
You mean like least activity, or do you mean like
least
scariest,
activity, or too much activity, or
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, so I'm not going to say a specific place, but
yeah,
there's definitely some places I've been to where we haven't really had anything happen, which can be very disappointing.
Did you go back to those to check see if it's just an off night?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been some properties I've been back to, even though I haven't had anything happen. And I mean, I'd be willing still to go back because even like some of the more known places, which we've had stuff happen at, but just not as crazy as people claim it to be, you know.
Right.
Which I do agree with. Some places, like I said, talking about Bel Air House earlier. I know a lot of people been there haven't had anything happen. Now I've had numerous things happen there, and I swear it's like more. If you're there more days, more stuff happens. Like it's like the first night. Sometimes the property's trying to get to like know you, you know.
Yes.
So that's like I said with some properties, we've had very minimal stuff, but if we spent a few days there, maybe something would happen. I'd love to do that, you know, spend a few days and see if something would happen.
Yeah, that I agree with you. And
Mhm.
Danny asked, Sean, what equipment do you use? A lot or a little?
If you count the whole team, we probably use a lot. Certain members, you know, don't really like equipment. But other ones, the more scientific members, I'd say, would like to use a lot of equipment. And I usually probably lean on the more side than others. We have like fluxes and K2s, digital recorders. Somebody has a tripwire that's part of our group. We've had people at ovuluses. And then we kind of do our own type of stuff too sometimes. Like Mikey always loves to do this experiment, which we do pretty much every location. And it usually does get some type of activity is where we'll pump the room full EMF. By doing that, like we'll put like plasma balls and EM pumps in this big metal drum. And then we put fishing magnets in there, try to like concentrate all the energy inside this tub, cover with a tarp. And then he turns his fan on. So then when you lift the tarp up, it pushes the whole room full of EMF, and probably isn't good for you because you can definitely feel it in the air. Like it's like tingly, and like you can even hear it sizzle sometimes when we've had it like really high. But we have had stuff happen after doing that. Actually, like going back to Bel Air again, did it up in the attic. This wasn't this past time, but like the last year there or 2 years ago, and like the bed shook after we did this. There's been other times we did it in Hinsdale, and I don't know if it was the house, I don't know if it was the EMF, but it like first off, I had panic attacks the next 2 nights.
Ooh.
And part of it too, like we all got in a big argument. The whole team got in an argument, and I don't know if it had something to do with the EMF or just with the property alone, but like we all were like pissed off.
Damn.
So yeah,
Damn. Now that's bad.
yeah,
Wow. Because you guys are usually easy going.
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Then you have Ryan. If he's listening, I'm going to hear about that. But anyhow, BJ asked, Sean, have you ever had to deal with an aggressive spirit where someone got scratched or?
I don't know, not really towards myself, but we've definitely had like one of the things that happened is we were at Octagon House, which is in Circleville, Ohio, and it was me, Jen, Mikey, our buddy Garrett, who's part of another group we used to be part of. There might have been a couple other people there. I'm not exactly sure, but the way Octagon House is set up is there's a big spiral staircase that goes through the center of the house, and that's basically where you sit at the bottom and get all your activity because it covers the whole area. So me and Jen are at the bottom. Like I said, there was another person or two. I just don't remember who was there. And up top, Garrett and Mikey were doing a double Estes. So we're asking questions down below. And as we're asking questions, like Jen was talking, and it started getting like real mean to her. Started talking about her kids. It even said stuff about her brother, like stuff they wouldn't know, like stuff. Her brother was in the hospital, and it was talking about his heart attack, and they didn't know that. Just me and Jen knew that. So something definitely was like verbally attacking her.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, I've never been physically attacked, but I've had another thing that we had happen. We were Pickle Jar Antiques, which this whole thing's crazy to begin with because Pickle Jar Antiques was in Rochester, PA. I helped with a local horror movie. I was like the paranormal consultant on this movie. So we went to film stuff there. They told me, we could come back and investigate. That was part of the deal. But anyway, with this property, supposedly there was a brothel upstairs. There was a speakeasy. It had this back staircase that went up into this like hidden room. And this is all true. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. With the brothel part, like I said, they're not 100% sure about that part. But there was, if you go to the top floor, there was this false wall. And behind the false wall, there was all these rooms with numbers on it. So it definitely seems like it could have been a brothel.
Oh, yeah.
But we had a lot of weird, dark shit happen there. And that was like one of those places that you kind of went in blind because like no one's ever really investigated. Maybe one other team. So we didn't really know a whole lot about it, but we got a couple crazy things. And this is going to the thing about someone getting hurt is when we were down in the basement. Well, I technically wasn't in the basement. I was with Troy, I think, up in the speakeasy. But Mikey and Phil were down in the basement with two employees there. And the one girl, we have it on video. It looks like she just gets thrown back into this table. And, Mikey and Phil are like, holy shit, like flipping out and everything. And I personally don't know the girl. So she could have faked it, but she got pretty messed up. Like if you're committed, if you're like throwing yourself into a table,
Yeah.
But like I said, that's the only violent thing I can really remember on an investigation that happened to us.
Well, that's good though. You don't really want the violence yet.
Yeah.
My friend Susan asked, I'm kind of interested in the copper dowsing rods and how they react to natural energy in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
People are using them for asking the paranormal questions now too, which is true. She's had a few things happen, and each time she wasn't looking for it. So if that happens when I'm not looking for it, she can only imagine what happened if she was looking for it. Probably less because you're really trying to see it, and they're trying to catch you off guard, Susan.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think kind of like if you're not looking for it as much, it depends on if it's intelligent or not, I guess. But I feel like since I've gotten involved with the paranormal, even outside of going to haunted places, I experience stuff more often, maybe because like maybe they know that that's what you do or whatever, because like even I used to work at a school a couple years ago and I was a janitor and I'd be there in the morning by myself and I'd just be walking around. It would be like little stupid things like, say like, a paper fell off the wall and like the paper had my dad's first name on it. Like that would be kind of weird. Could be coincidence. Or I would see something else, like one of the lockers would close. You know, I'm in the school by myself, and there was a teacher who actually passed away in the school that I worked at too. I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but like I said, if you're more open to it, I do think some spirits seek you out. You know.
I've heard that.
Mm.
Know that they do. There's a question there from Ryan I'm going to throw up, but Susan's trying to decide if there really are ghosts or are they really demons trying to trick us.
See, I mean, I believe in demons. I definitely don't think all spirits are demons. I've seen both. I mean, like and I'm not saying I've seen demons. I'm saying I've seen bad and I've seen good. Do I think like a demon is somebody that like, you know, some unseen force pushes you out of the way of a car so you don't get hit? No, I don't think that's a demon. Could it be a miracle? No. Could it be an angel? I don't know, you know, but I definitely don't think it'd be a demon. Like, why would a demon do something like that? You know?
Yeah.
There's also other times like it could be something posing maybe as like a parent or something, but there's different coincidences I've had like with my mom. She passed away in 2018, but her ringtone was House of the Rising Sun, you know, that song or whatever.
Yep.
And I always have that pop up on stuff, and it's really weird. Like one time we left Hillview and we're getting in the car, turn the car on. That's the song that's on the radio as soon as we're leaving Hillview. And Jen knew that too. Like that was my mom's song. So that was really weird. But there's other times, and this is really crazy, is actually for the Johnstown convention. Leah, you know Leah, I'm sure, right? Leah hit me up because she wanted to do a promo package for us. So she did a promo package that we were coming, and you know, she asked us different questions and everything. And one of the questions was like, what's the song you want to use, you know, for your intro or whatever. So Jen gave her like something by the Dead South or whatever, like a song. She didn't end up using it. And the song she ended up using was the House of the Rising Sun, which there's no way the hell she knew that. Like, I was crazy that she actually ended up picking that song, and that, you know, like symbolized my mom. And I've had it come up numerous times. And like, is that a demon? I mean, I guess they could be trying to play with your emotions maybe, but that seems like more like it feels like my mom's trying to contact me, you know?
Yeah. And Ryan Tremblay says, great, now I have that song in my head. But Brian has this question. I got to scroll back now for there it is. He wondered how many paranormal hunters have run-ins with a Naldalushi or a Wendigo spirit.
I've never dealt with either one. I haven't really, as far as I know, I haven't really dealt with many cryptids in general. There's definitely some stuff we've caught on camera that could be something weird. Like, actually, we saw, Mikey has a picture of it when we were at Trans-Allegheny. It's something with like a goat head.
One second.
Yeah.
Watch what you say. Ryan O'Shea's out there.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
No. But that's what I was saying. I know when we were at Trans-Allegheny, Mikey caught some photograph of something that looks like it has like a goat skull head. That could be maybe demonic. Maybe it's a cryptid. I don't know what it is, but that definitely didn't look human. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. And BJ said, Sean, your mother is attached to you. That is why you hear it so often. She's letting you know that she is still with you. That's
nice to hear.
Yes. And that is very nice. And I hope that's very true.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you know, she might be your guardian angel yet.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian says, a goat head entity, definitely not a good thing.
Yeah, you would think not.
Now, wait a minute, Virgil. That's from the Beatles, not the Bee Gees. He says his favorite song is Eleanor Rigby.
Okay.
I think he's agitating me. That dog used to get me in fights at school.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone kept calling me Eleanor. But so do you think spirits do attach to people?
Yeah, I think they can. One example I have is actually it goes back to the Bel Air house, and this is when me and Jen were still together. I was at the house, and in the middle of the night, a couple of things actually happened. One thing is we had an Ovilus at the time. Well, somebody that was in our group had one, so we borrowed their Ovilus, and she had some like nightmare about me, about some like dark figure being over me. And the next day, like we're running Ovilus in the bedroom, and it says something about a nightmare on there, so that was kind of weird. But another thing is too, when we were in the bedroom, like I was laying in bed, and like I'm on the right side of the bed, she's on the left side of the bed. There's a door down towards like my feet over that way. Middle of the night, I got up in the middle of the night, walked over by the wall on the left side of her, and was just like staring at the wall. And she woke up and she was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like embarrassed. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, you know? So I pretty much left the room after that because I didn't like, it was like I didn't know where I was going or where I was at. And another thing that happened, I don't know if it was the same night or a different night, but I thought she was crying. And like I even like shook her and I was like, "What's your deal?" You know? And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "I just heard you crying." She was like, "I wasn't crying." So that was kind of weird. And the thing is, we used to talk to this psychic from the UK, and she claims that something from Bel Air attached to me. Eventually, it supposedly jumped to Jen, and then, as far as I know, it's not around anymore. But yeah, according to psychic, I had an attachment, and like I said, I did have some weird shit that happened to me for a few days after we were there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm always worried about attachments.
Yeah.
I really am. So it gets scary. You think about it
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know if it's a good attachment or a bad one. And Virgil, you are forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
You go, "Sorry, brother, I've been drinking." That answered Danny's question too. He goes, "That sounds odd but scary,"
Mm-hmm.
what you said. So, and I got to agree with you. You know, now I woke up a couple different times, and I wasn't on no investigations or anything then, but I was doing something I didn't realize I was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I woke up and I'm doing this. And it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
But who knows? You know, that I might have been sleepwalking. I can't tell. You know, and I don't sleepwalk.
Yeah. Me neither. Yeah.
Uh, Brian said that's why he never takes anything home. You can never tell if an object has an attachment that you'll bring home.
Yeah.
That's true. Um,
Which I don't really collect any haunted objects or not. I mean, I have friends who do. The only object that I have, which I'm not saying it's haunted, but um, when I was at Madison Seminary, you know, they do their MadCon every year, and I actually won. They had this big window with lottery tickets, so I won the window with the lottery tickets. So I still have the window. It's actually at my camp right now, but that's the only object I really have, I think, from a haunted place.
yeah. Oh, he might be right. Bill was too fueled by Dr. Pepper to sleepwalk. You
Maybe
might
you're
be right.
sleepwalking to go grab a Dr. Pepper, maybe.
Yeah, that's true, John. That is true. And BJ, that is why I wear my crystals at all time for shielding and protection from unwanted attachments. Okay. Let's nail something else that's not paranormal related.
Okay.
Let's talk about what your group's doing.
Yeah, we're doing a Christmas fundraiser for it's the South Hills Adopt a Family. South Hills something Adopt a Family is what it's called. And it's basically an adopt a family for Christmas. We have a family of 4. The mom, I'm not going to get into too specifics, but the mom / aunt is deaf. She has 3 teenage boys that she's raising. So we have raised money and gotten donations. We're down to just a few items left. We have to have everything turned in Saturday morning. Friday night, we're actually going to be at Tavern Pizza in Bellevue, and we're wrapping everything that night. So if anybody would want to come out and help or donate anything or whatever, that's where we'll be Friday night.
If you go on Sean's page, he posts a list of stuff that they still need that these kids requested. Or you want to give monetary help toward buying stuff, get a hold of Sean.
Yeah, for sure.
They're doing a great deal because this woman took in her 2 nephews and to help raise, and they don't have much at all.
Yeah.
And it's a really good thing they're doing, and I'm very proud to say that too. That they're doing such a good deal. You know, it is the season for giving, and Sean's group is giving a lot doing this.
Appreciate that.
And I thank you for doing it, Sean.
You're welcome.
You and your crew.
I actually want to kind of give a shout out. Actually, my friend Barb Hopkins is the one that started doing it. I saw it on her page because we wanted to do something, and I saw that she was doing it. I actually was with her today. She donated 2 pairs of fishing boots, but she picked up 2 families, 8 people, pretty much paid for 90% of the stuff that she got. So like, you can give us credit, but she needs the most credit.
Yes, she needs credit too. God bless
She's
her.
an awesome person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Grip will forgive you for being late this time. He's saying sorry, he's late. We forgive you this time. And your daughter-in-law is still in our prayers. She 3 months pregnant, had appendicitis attack and had it removed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It was a touchy situation.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I had another question and I forgot what it was. God, I hate old age.
I hear you on that.
What the hell was it? I kicked myself in the butt. What's the next investigation you guys are planning on going on?
We don't really have anything booked right now. I mean, like I said, we were just at Bel Air House. We were at Johnstown. I think our next thing right now is that the next Johnstown one, February 21st. Currently, that's the next thing.
Okay.
That could change. We don't try to book a lot during the winter just because between travel and some places don't have heat. It's kind of difficult. We do have a lot of conventions already booked for next year, including yours.
Yes. And I'm so glad you guys are coming too.
For sure. We're glad to be there. And then we're the media sponsors for Parapsychon. We've been last 2 years. We actually will be going there in February to film some stuff. That's more for promo and stuff though. Not like, I mean, we will investigate obviously too. If we catch anything, we'll throw that in there. But,
now, who's doing the filming? Ryan?
Ryan and Randall probably will both. They both came last year. They'll probably both come again this year, I would think.
Well, keep Ryan on the leash. I love Ryan and Kathleen both. They're both good people.
Well, that's like the whole thing with Bellevue. anybody wants to just come hang out and like meet us or whatever. Majority of us are going to be there Friday, I think. I know me, Ken, Sue, I think Ryan and Kat, Phil and Troy. I think all of us are going to be there Friday night. So, like I said, you guys want to come hang out, maybe help us wrap stuff, donate something. Bellevue Tavern Pizza in Bellevue. So we have the party room. So.
Yes. If you guys can make it, please go. Virgil, I know you ain't going to fly over from England. But yeah, you guys do great investigations. You're doing this awesome thing, and it's so great that you are doing this. And I really do got a lot of faith and belief and love for you guys for what you're doing. And like I said, this is the time of year for giving, and I mean that's what you guys are doing. All right, wait a minute. Jones got a question here. Do you go to private residents? I know I have some in my home. They definitely make themselves known. They don't frighten her at all.
Yeah, we definitely do residential cases. We don't do a ton of them, but we've done a few, and we've done like house blessings and stuff before too. The only thing is with residentials, it's hard to weed out what's paranormal and what isn't. Right. We kind of do a screening process with that. Just to like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but some people have, mental problems, and sometimes it's something more mental than it is paranormal,
Sometimes, yes. Joan, you can message Sean. Her name is Joan Berkner. Message Sean if you want him to come check you out, and go from there. And Danny has a question here. How do you talk to disbelievers of the spirit and paranormal activity? Probably the same way I talk to cryptid disbelievers.
Well, I wouldn't say 100% that I'm even convinced. People always ask me that, and I'd say out of probably everybody in the group, I'm the most skeptical. 99% of the time, I think it can be explained, especially if you go back and look at something like, even with the possession, like I was scared at the time, definitely thought it was something, probably was something. Yeah. There's certain parts of it that happened. Like there was somebody that said, get out, that wasn't there, that me and April both heard. The candles on the table were like flashing and went out. So that was kind of crazy. But the dude itself that got possessed, I don't personally know him. Could have been him just acting really good, maybe. But like I said, usually when you look back on something, it's like, I doubt myself more. But in the moment, you definitely believe it, So like I said, I'm not 100% sure myself. If it isn't spirits and ghosts, it's definitely some type of energy. Well, like, I mean, that's why it's unexplained. Like, you don't know what it is.
You're doing it the best way possible. You got to be a skeptic.
Yeah.
And you got to try to debunk it.
And I mean, that's the way.
Oh yeah, that's an entity. Well, let's check it out. Let's see if we can debunk it first before we say what it is.
Well, that's like any time that, somebody says stuff about, like if it's fake or this and that. And I've definitely seen and heard some things that can't be explained.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. Like I said, I mean, that's why it's paranormal, I guess, but exactly. And that's the reason I do it, is like, I want to see stuff. I want to hear stuff. I want to prove that it's real, like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And Grip had this to say, and he's 110% right. His favorite is Christians who say there's no spirits or ghosts. Read your Bible, people. It says they are real.
Well, it's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. It says it right there. How do you not believe in spirits when it says the Holy Spirit? Yes. Like, and the whole resurrection and everything. And I don't know. I mean, I was raised Catholic.
Right.
I was raised Catholic, and I don't really go to church or nothing, anything like that. But I do believe in God, and I do believe there's miracles. And like, I mean, if you want to believe in demons, then you got to believe in angels too, so.
That's right. And what gets me, I believe they're ghosts. They don't believe there's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Okay. And, or, they said, well, I never seen one, so there ain't one. Of
Yeah.
course you didn't see a spirit. Do you see the air you're breathing?
Hmm.
So yeah, it's these people are just they're worse than skeptics,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Yeah.
And Danny goes, exactly, Sean. We do this to learn, enjoy, and expand our knowledge. And that's why I
Hmm.
do this podcast too. It's so I can learn more. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, uh, I don't do it just so, hey, I'm going to get famous podcaster. No, I'm doing it so I can learn
Yeah.
and help understand things. And, you know, you guys are starting your podcast back up again.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did, but we've had some issues. I mean, you could see people don't know earlier, but I was having problems with my camera. That's why I'm
Yeah.
actually using my cell phone. So I've been having
Yeah.
issues with I had to have Randall clear out a bunch of the Dropbox to clear memory on my computer. We tried running a little dummy episode kind of with Mikey as our guest, just to see if we can, get some of the bugs out. My computer kept freezing, all sorts of issues I was having. So that's why it's kind of on hiatus for the moment. Between that and obviously Christmas going on, there's so much going on. I started a new job, so
Yeah.
some weeks I'm on call and everything too. So, but it will be back. It's just we got to get everything ironed out first.
Right. Virgil asked, may I respectfully ask you a question, gentlemen?
Mhm.
Go for it, Virgil.
For sure.
But as he's waiting, yeah, I can't wait for your podcast to start because I know I can learn from it too.
Mhm.
Yes, an old dog can still learn.
Well, that's even I'm not even sure which platform I want to go with. Like we were using StreamYard. Originally, when I first started, I used Zoom and we did recorded episodes. So now I'm not sure if I want to still do live or if I want to record them and edit them. There's just numerous variables I'm trying to figure out right now.
Well, StreamYard's too damn expensive.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's like doubled in price or whatever.
Yes, and I'm still using it right now, but I'm going to get away from it.
Yeah.
It has doubled in price.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a 2-day notice. But
My
the
account,
thing is, it's for what I'm paying, it's not worth it.
yeah.
It really ain't.
Well, that's I paused my account for now, and it's paused till March or something. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to go with them or go with a different service. I'm just throwing stuff out there for right now.
A couple of my friends went to Streamlab, and I'm going to check them out, see if they're similar to this or not. But yeah, you got to be careful what you're going with for what you get for the money.
Yeah, yeah. I know Goose is Goose from the Cryptic Paranormal podcast.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he started some new platform too. But I talked to him, and it was kind of buggy for him too. I think so. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be using yet. I wish there was a way, which I mean, you can kind of do it. Because we have a pretty big following on TikTok, which we have done stuff where we've invited people. But first off, for you to have video, I think you have to have 1,000 followers.
Yes.
Which not everybody does. So that could be an issue. But I wish the StreamYard would just stream it straight to TikTok because, like I said, we have 200,000 followers on TikTok. So that would obviously be our biggest platform,
Right. And that's the thing. Yeah. Oh, Virgil, that's not in our place. He probably will name you.
I don't know what he said.
Do you think Diddy will name me for attending his parties?
Nah.
Yes, he definitely will. And that's okay. Oh man! And once he gets killed, he's probably going to haunt you too. But all right, well, it is now 8:00, and I'm going to inform the people now. There will not be a podcast this coming Wednesday or the following Wednesday, since both are holidays. But we will resume back in January. So be prepared. We're going to take the 2 weeks, get things prepared for the next year. Going to change a couple things up, add a couple more podcast shows during the week, which I'll discuss with you as soon as we get off of here too.
Okay.
Sean, because you might like that idea, that what I'm doing. Trying to get my money's worth out of these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But you all out there, you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe. Enjoy your family time. Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much. We want to see you back next year.
For sure.
And again, Sean, thank you a million times over for being here.
Thanks for having me on. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to the Agents of the Unexplained. Please visit our website at agentsoftheunexplained.net for unique paranormal merchandise like t-shirts, books, and coffee mugs. Join our Facebook group and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more thrilling content. Until next time, keep questioning the unexplainable.